Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. We got some baked penguin highlights for you today, so let's boom some beaches! Alright guys, the mega crab is over. We had some really good replays and took you through all of my stages. I managed to get a peek at stage 40 before the crab ended for me. And we had some awesome stages from Pia. So thanks for that. As you can see, this is where the task force ended up at the end of Mega Crab. Unfortunately, Pia didn't manage to make the top 20 in the world, but he had a really good crack at it. I'll link the global top 20 in the description below from the Boom Beach website. Yeah, I managed to finish it in 10th in the task force. And then this is how the rest of the guys did. So awesome, we had a lot of fun playing the Mega Crab. Thank you Supercell, keeping it interesting. And let's get back into operations. So, baked penguins, doing pretty well. Intel's flowing. Guys are bantering. It's all good. I don't know if bantering's really a word. But there you go. So, stats, we're running curtain call a lot more than choke point at the moment. We've had a couple of dicey goes at it, but we've defeated it quite a lot as well. So it's awesome, still moving up the leaderboards. We're at 1076 is our highest so far, but we're still climbing, so watch out. So let's get into the hits. What do we got? Let's have a look at Pia. So he's all boosted up. This is the second attack. It looks like we just had a mind clear. Looks like someone's gone for a walk anyway. Alright, let's check out Pia. So nice flare landing and then moves up to anchor next to the Doom Cannon, which sounds all good to me. I'm going to slow it down. So he's already flared up. And check out what his Zookas are doing. What? So half his Zookas have gone up and the other half just decided to stay behind. And we've got no idea why this happened. So they all got roasted as soon as they came out of the smoke. Pia keeps his cool, keeps on smoking up to the core. I got no idea what just happened. Like, it's not supposed to happen like that. So they must just be glitching today. And check this out. You're going to see this every day. Pia missed a shock. There it is. He missed the flamethrower. Managed to get a reshock out. Still got some pretty gnarly damage on the core. Nice work, Pia. Look at those critters. Saving him a little bit more. So even though he only had half his girls and he missed the flamethrower shock, he still did some mad damage. So awesome work, Pia. Next hit we got is on curtain call. So stepping up, a bit more damage on the core and everything, a bit more hit points on the core. Let's check out Blue. Man, he loves his Cryoneers and he knows I hate them. So there's not much health on the core as you might expect, because we're messing around with Cryoneers. But let's check him out. And he's sneaking them pretty good. I mean, the smokes are okay, they're a little bit late, but they're good. And they're all spread out like no one's business. Gets a couple shocks off way too early, Blue. You know better than that. And then the third one on time. Doesn't worry about this left rocket launcher because he's just going to freeze it. One shot, two shots, and boom! Core goes down, frozen, snap frozen, and defrosted. So nice work, Blue, and finish off in typical style. I like it. Hang on, let's go. You missed one, Blue. You missed one. Right. So next we got Oko on Tech Crunch. Got a nice boost going on. So someone's already cleared out these defenses at the back, the shock launcher and some flamethrowers. I think there might have been a machine gun in the mix. So this tech crunch is a little bit harder than usual just because of these rocket launchers down at 6 o'clock, screen orientation. Just because they're covering the beach, so you've got to be a lot quicker with your smokes and you've got to spend a lot more smokes to actually get to the back. So let's speed this up. Uses a med kit, which you needed because of that and because of that. So nice work, Oko, getting to the spot. And then he's a little bit too low by the looks of it. Yep, there goes the rocket launcher. That's right, he's still got quite a few Zookas left. So let's see how the shield goes. So you can see the shield generators all the way through the middle here. So it doesn't make too much sense to be trying to take them down, because you just got to try and shock too many defenses or take out the whole map just to get those shields out. So we just clear that spot at the back and grind down the core. So shield's slowly going down, he's only got a minute left. It's getting close, Oko. Hurry up. Oh, don't do this to us. So we're getting pretty nervous right now. Down comes the core. Come in, come in, come in. What? What is this, Oko? Not okay with this. I know you're trying to be a team player. Include everybody in the operation, but there's no need. We can take it out. Just take it out next time, okay? Stop messing around. Alright, next hit. We have Zaranerian on Java. So I worked this out. There's actually only 116k on the core. 116, 118. So he only needs to take out like 28 buildings or something. I worked it out, and there's plenty of free buildings over here. If you used hooker, you could meat shield the rocket launchers and just take out all these fuel cells and just keep readjusting up to the left. Take out all those rocket launchers and it'll be down. Easy. Very low risk way of doing it. But Zar didn't say anything in the chat, he just jumped in. And I love this attitude. I mean, he could have talked to us about it first, but you know, whatever. I believe Chron and Pia hit this first, so they both did rip some really good damage. There's just 2 hits before this. Nice, and I like what he does here. Re-flares to make sure that they all stay in that one smoke. And then he hasn't flared on the core yet. Hasn't flared on the core because he's at extreme range of the Zookas. So when he does flare on the core, they're all going to spread out. So he doesn't want to trigger all the defenses too early. So he flares on the core, shock, 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 and critters. Nice work, Zar. Taking the high risk, high reward tactic. I think he's just addicted. I think he's addicted to boosting and he's addicted to sneaking. I mean, who can blame him? Why take the easy way out? So nice work. Nice work, Zar. Love it. Alright. Let's check out Remix on Tarsier. So we've already had Milk and PG have gone Tarsier. So Tars can sometimes be a solo, and sometimes if you miss a shock, it can just completely ruin your attack. So Remix knows what he's doing. There's not much health on the core, so I would have hoped that he had this in the bag. I actually prefer this flare to be a little bit further up, so that perfect 45-degree angle, but he's got the smoke stop down locked. A little bit late on that one, so he lost the delay, which is going to hurt his damage, but that's fine. Covers all the Zookas, gets to the spot, gets all the shocks off. Ah, the shock launcher. Not the shock launcher. What's going on here? Where are all your Zookas? The core's still up. What happened? Oh. Artillery to save the day! Man, Remix, you cut it fine. You cut it real fine. You had me worried. I was watching this attack and you had me worried, my friend. But there you go. No Zookas to spare. Pure efficiency. Just gets the base down. Throws all he had at it. So nice work, Remix. Oh, I got a treat for you now. Chron's always doing attacks, trying to get on here, trying to get on YouTube. So obviously he's going to be clearing mines. He's on Machina. This is the first attack and only attack. He didn't want to let anyone else near this base, apparently. So he's always going for either big hits or big fails. So that's what Chron is all about. He wants to get on YouTube. So he tries to get a bit fancy with this flare landing. Let's check it out. I think he was just calculating GBE at this stage. There we go, flares down, and then he tries to drop his Zookas right at the edge, and he just peeks outside. But that's okay. Still going. Look at that, quick flare, quick smoke. That's the key on this one. When you get into that corner, you've got to be quick. Otherwise you're going to have to re-smoke over where you've already smoked. And there we go, you got them all under one. All under one smoke. Gets his shocks off. 1, 2, 3. Shocks all 7 of those rocket launchers. All 7. Nice, and then just starts melting the core. Gets some critters down. Reshocks the machine gun, and boom! Down goes Machina. 1 hit. Curtain call. Nice work, Chron. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Why can't we always do that? Alright, current operation that we're running right now. Let's have a look at Sambo on Waterloo. Only lost 18 Zookas. So we've already had 1 mine clear and rush. So he's taking a bit of health off the core, but there's still quite a lot on there. So he's just clearing the last few mines for the path that he wants to take. Fair enough, I like it. And then because of this rocket launcher on the right, I think he wants to launch all the Zookas from the left. There we go, flare's about halfway up, so there's no way he's going to forget that re-flare. If you flare further up, the Zookas walk in a straighter line, but you might forget to re-flare, so it's a trade-off. But never forget the re-flare though, it's key. Alright, so he gets to the spot, hits a mine, that's fine. There are sometimes quite a few hidden mines behind this core. So he gets all his shocks off and boom! Down goes Waterloo. There was a lot of health on that one and he took it down. But definitely have a scout in there for hidden mines. I think that's one of the most prevalent places where there'll be hidden mines behind the core. You won't be able to see them because the core's in the way. So check that out. Alright, let's check out Chron. This is the last attack I'm going to show. I like this style of attack. Chron's thinking outside the box, trying to use all of his troops the best way that he can, and his GBE. You got to pay attention to that as well. He's using his troops and his GBE perfectly. So he's only got 4 boats. 4 boats of Zookas. Just using the one couple smokes there. That's really minimal smokes, but he hasn't got popped yet, so that's awesome. Moves up to the spot, so he must be going for these shield generators, right? So his mortars are all going to be firing on him and the Doom Cannon. A little bit of peek either side, doesn't panic. Uses critters. Uses critters only to distract. That's nice. So he's taken out all of the shield generators and hasn't even used a shock. Boom. He's not too worried about the rest of them. And then he's straight into the next part. Flare straight away. Gets those Zookas all moving. And check it out. Flare straight up when they're all grouped. So they're all under one smoke. He didn't even do a flare landing. He managed to keep them all grouped just off that turn. So it's nice work, Chron. So this could potentially be 2 complete attacks with all your boats. But Chron's managed to use his GBE wisely, so he's still got those 3 shocks that he needed to take out that rocket launcher. The one at 6 o'clock was the most important because it was in range of the finishing spot up at 1. and he's managed to take out a few others, and then he's using the rest of his GBE to try and take down their rocket launcher, or help the next guy take it down. So it's an awesome attack from Chron, thinking ahead, taking out the shield generators and doing as much as he can for the next attacker. So it's awesome from Chron. So that'll do it for this video. Make sure to comment down in the section below which attack was your favorite and which one was the funniest. And give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more. Boom, boom!